Space, some rhyming there. That's easy even for me to remember. On the drive, it's tipped back in by Jameel Reynolds, the freshman.
And 7-1, and has been getting it done efficiently for Michigan, shooting 63% from the floor.
But a tough battle inside, ultimately won by Austin Davis. The rebound is controlled by Dre Fuller and UCF. UCF 1-0 on the season after an impressive win at home over Auburn, and that's Fuller who tickles the twine from the elbow.
Career high with 8 rebounds in that game, and also grabbed away 2 steals as well.
Eli Brooks, nothing but nylon, and it's a 1-point lead now for UCF.
Your leader for the team has really come up big in the first 3 games this season.
Boy, Fuller really likes that free throw line jumper, his second of the game.
The show-and-go defense by Michigan.
It's
Love the
mayhem.
communication that is in place.
And he got it with the left hand. His 2 3-pointers in Michigan's win over Ball State. He really had his mid-range game going. It's Wagner with some space and a flush.
He's coming into this game averaging 9.5 boards a game, so that makes a big difference.
All right, Christy, there was some more space and pace.
Has found success in this first quarter.
Austin Davis all alone inside, a miscommunication on UCF's end. Fuller gets his way inside there, no call. Livers nearly traveled. He gets it off to Shawnee Brown, little crossover, and a bucket.
Now that Michigan has struggled with their defense early on. The league high 70 points given up.
Michigan, Shawnee Brown Jr. underneath, blocked and eventually controlled by Adams. The freshman drives, and over the outstretched slap of Shawnee Brown Jr., he lays it in.
To start.
A home state guy from Kalamazoo, and there's another takeaway by UCF. It's Adams, blocked by Livers, and it stays on the UCF end. Baseline drive, Livers again on defense, but this time the bucket goes for UCF.
Of the offensive player making that hard cut, you've got to just beat them to the spot.
Hunter Dickinson on the floor, able to contest that shot, but it still falls through for Ibrahim Famuki Doumbia. Had it up into the air, Livers after it, and then he has his pocket picked. Brandon Mahan, easy layup. And it's a 12-point lead for UCF on the road. He talked about his defense. He also said this team is really scrappy. Didn't necessarily elaborate a whole lot more than that, but he's been absolutely right so far. This team is scrappy, and there's a huge bucket there for Terrence Williams II.
And in that Oakland game, you were talking about how Michigan had a scare. He had all 7 of his points in the second half and overtime. He had 4 boards and 2 assists in that game as well. So 1 game against Auburn. He was 0 for 3 in that contest, so good to see him getting shots to fall.
Dickinson, pretty jump hook along the baseline.
Floater down the middle of the lane, and there's
Brandon Johns Jr., great defensive play. Shawnee Brown Jr. That's a goaltend, count the bucket. Mobley, Johns Jr. Top of the key, Shawnee Brown Jr. for 3. Well, they made some
of the paint, not giving up any fast break opportunities. They have an 8-4 fast break advantage right now.
Air ball, Dickinson shoves it back down.
Just get a touch. He doesn't have to score it, but when he touches the ball inside against this 2-3 zone, it morphs to what the defense looks like and creates spaces for teammates.
He didn't get a touch. Brooks inside, scoops it home.
Energy. Trying to set that Iverson look screen at the top, a little double stagger.
What a tough shot that time by Terrence Williams II. Yeah, definitely checking the box on degree of difficulty there. That was a tough shot as well for Darren Green.
Can you save that for the Heisman Trophy thing, not for basketball?
Nick Smith Jr. off the mark. What an offensive rebound put back by Hunter Dickinson. Absolutely in rhythm right now. On the steal. Johns Jr. gives it off to Dickinson. Absolutely turned on the Jets here. UCF reeling a little bit. Gathers his own miss and shoves it home. In there, but now Michigan has clearly figured things out with this lineup on the floor. That's the sweet spot for Terrence Williams II.
Junior Burrow, that was July of 2013, and Junior Burrow played at UVA, also played in the NBA, and Jalen,
Chicago area native, and actually has a really good relationship with Jimmy Butler. Talked to him a little bit about that during the week, and Mobley cans the three-point try. I guess you can take that one of two ways, Christy. Here's Livers, though. And he's still scoreless after the tip-in by Wagner, but a triple header of Big Ten hoops on the network tonight. Wagner on the kick. Eli Brooks, yes. Nifty pass off to Brooks. He knifes inside, gets it back to his backcourt mate. Brooks still on it, high off the glass.
Top of a dime, so I just think that they have great chemistry, and I think that's going to continue to grow as the season goes along.
Tough kiss off the glass for Isaiah Adams.
But he also spent the last 6 years with the Miami Heat, 1 year as a player development coach, and the last 5 as assistant, won 2 championships.
Adams left that one off the front rim. Dickinson feeds Brooks. Numbers for Michigan. Brown Jr.'s had it going today from long range that time.
87 points per game, a little off of that. Obviously right now, still time to go. But Livers, he still needs to get going, and I think that will shore up some of that deficit.
In each of their first 3, so they've been winning the matchups on the glass all season long, and on the second try, Franz Wagner pokes it back in.
They just love the game, and they're here to play it.
Dickinson, left hand that time.
Peace of mind, and we all need a little bit of that right now anyway, so that's always nice to see.
Ain't that the truth? There's the pass out to Brown. Yes, boy.
Their programs.
Dickinson hauls in the rebound after the Mahan miss. Brandon Johns Jr. High school or college eligibility. Here's my trainer's number. We'll work something out. So sure enough,
Mike Smith said when the trainer called him to say, hey, be there at 6 o'clock, he said, no, I'll be there at 2 o'clock waiting in the parking lot. Like, that's how ready I am for this moment. He's worked. He's gotten whatever he has gotten out of the mud, and he has to do everything he can to maintain that, but it's the hard work that I think
the lead up to nearly 30 now, something that certainly did not seem to be on the radar in the first half, and Isaiah Livers.
That was just something that was just abnormal for him, not to be knocking in shots prior to the last couple that he's hit.
Darren Green got it.
Colin Smith, the 6'11" senior, opted out of playing this year, and it was right before the season started, so it was a little detrimental to the rhythm and flow.
Tough break.
He has great IQ, great feel for the game, and just getting some...
As Jackson just a little too strong underneath. Mahan draws the foul. This is Jace Howard, who turns it over underneath. Juwan's son, Christy was talking about him a little bit earlier, and Mahan, who misses the triple try, gets it back after the rebound by Falls. And on the third try it goes. The bench loves it. Final 10 seconds now as Green lets it fly and hits for what could be the final salvo for UCF.
Just tremendous fight.
And Christy,
tremendous fight.
If you had asked us midway through the first half if this would turn into a 22-point win for Michigan, we might have raised our eyebrows, but that's exactly what happens as two college basketball legends meet.